Are you in a position where you're trying to scrap some gear to do some relics? Or maybe you're in a position like me, where you don't have much gear left? Well, let me just tell you what gear you should be using for each piece. Honestly guys, for the carbonite circuit boards, there's not really any best piece. As long as you're using a piece that is a value of 6, you should be okay. And what this means is, so you get a number here, so this is 35. Each single piece is 6, so you have to put at least 6 pieces in to get one of these. Now if we went down and we put in a 2, obviously you're going to have to put in a lot more if you want to get anything out of it. So it's always efficient to put in something as high value rather than low value. But for circuit boards, you're honestly just going to be putting in any of these, if you have a lot of them. If not, some of them you get from challenges, some of them you will just get through just playing the game. Also with circuit boards, a lot of these pieces are actually low gear. What I mean by that is you can request them and get given 10 each time, and because they're low value gear, it's likely your guild will donate the maximum amount possible quite quickly. It's not like donating carbunties or donating stun guns, where when you donate them, people just don't want to give them up, because everyone needs carbunties and everyone needs stun guns, but not everyone needs these pieces or these pieces. Moving on, we have bronzium wiring, and bronzium wiring is also slightly annoying, like circuit boards. There are some that are better than others to use. However, again, you're just gonna have to kind of go along with the flow. So ones that are good for bronzium wirings, the best that I would use is actually the Mk4 Armor Mod. These are also very easy to craft. As you can see, I can make a lot of them, and if I was to make 10 of these right now, which is 50 pieces, but these are farmable through challenges in the game. So you're going to be getting a lot of them, but if we crafted them up, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's good value. So this is something that I'd use, because you're going to be getting a lot of them throughout the game. Other ones that are good to use for bronzium wiring include Mk5 Fabritex, Mk4 Biotex, Mk4 Blastex, and Mk4 Lorona prototypes. All of these are good value. Honestly guys, it's kind of tough, and like I said in the first bit, it's better to go high value. Well, the armor mod is actually low value gear, but it's so easy to get that it kind of counteracts that. If you can get it from challenges and you get it on a consistent basis, it's normally quite a good scrap material, as long as you don't have to go out of your way to farm it. Moving on, we have Chromium Transistors. Now this is something that a lot of you are probably like, what do I do? Because these are really hard to get unless you know exactly what gear piece to give. As you can see, you need 45, and as you can see if you look up here, a lot of these are 300, so you're going to be getting a lot of value. But do not put in Cryotex, do not put in any of these. The ones you want to use, there's 2 pieces here I'm going to recommend to you guys. There is more to use, but the 2 that I would recommend you use here is these pieces here. You will need to farm both of these, that's absolutely fine, but these are worth it. In fact, I would actually just request these every single day. And as you can see, when I request, everyone wants that high value gear. And then the other piece that you're probably going to be using, or that I like to use, is this piece here, the Blast Weapon Tech mod. And again, these are relatively easy to farm. You will need these, but again, you can request them. You can go down that route. So that is what I'd use my daily requests on. These are probably the best pieces you can use. Other pieces that can work, the Mk8 Biotech Salvage, the Mk9 Fabritech Salvage, Mk8 Neuro Salvage, and then the Fabritech again. But personally, I would use the Armor Mod and all of those ones. I just think they're the easiest to use. Moving on to Rhodium Heatsinks, there is only a couple of things you should ever be using for Rhodium Heatsinks, and they are Mk3 projectors, and that is the full piece, guys. That's this piece here, which you can craft, and these are only 300 crystals, okay, to buy one whole piece. If you wanted to buy a whole Rhodium Heatsink, 20 of them, you're paying 2,000 crystals. So you save 1,400 crystals for buying both of these, compared to, and this is just if you're buying them with crystals, you're saving 1,600 because it's 300 crystals each. You need 2 of them for 20, or you can just buy these with the guild store every day, and then you can craft these when you need them. Honestly, I wouldn't use anything else, but if you really want to use something else, you can use the Mk4 shield, which is this piece here, which again is not too high value, but I would rather use the hollow projectors just because there's only one piece you're using instead of multiple. Those are the pieces that I'd recommend there. And then we have Electrum Conductors. Guys, these ones kind of suck because there's only 3 pieces you're ever going to be using here, and they are this piece here, this piece here, and this piece here. I'm going to be honest, guys. You're probably never gonna be using anything else. The thing here is this piece here is just used by too much, so I wouldn't give this piece up. These pieces here, honestly, you'll see they're used by some characters but not many, and they're high value, and you just put one of these in, you're getting about 13 to 14 pieces crafted. If you was to put one of these in, you can see, like, I'm putting in a lot there, and we're only getting 13. Whereas I could put in one of these and get the same amount. And I'm putting more gear in here than I would otherwise. So always use fully crafted pieces. I know it's not very nice to think about, but it's honestly the best way forward. And for Zimbiddle cards, you're going to be using the Armortech Keypad Prototype Salvage, and that is this piece right here. This is the best value piece, guys. You can use these if you want, but you will see that even if I was to put in 25, we're only getting 5 pieces, which would mean we'd have to put in 100 of these for 20. So if you want to go to Relic 8 or Relic 7, you're going to be using 100 gear pieces. It's just not good value. So always craft them into this. This is the best value possible. One of these crafted will give you 10 Zimbiddle cards, whereas 100 of these will give you 20. So it's better value to just do one of these than it is to do all of these. So moving on, we have Impulse Detectors. Now Impulse Detectors, they are annoying. Everything's the same value, so you're going to just be putting every piece of gear you have in here. There is no best answer. Your best answer is just save up gear or save crystals just to buy the Impulse Detectors, because it's a lot cheaper than gear. You're looking at about 200 pieces of gear, I would reckon, to do one full Relic 8, which is 20 of these. Honestly, it's not very good value, but what can you do? And then the keypads are exactly the same, except they are the other pieces. And again, I can't even do one piece of this. I hope that gives a good introduction to you guys into how to farm and scrap your gear and what gear to use. If you're curious, there is also a very good spreadsheet that I will link. It will give you detailed information into where to farm each and every piece you need. It's very good. I would 100% recommend you check it out. Honestly, guys, if you want to just have a very quick breakdown, the hardest ones to get are honestly going to be carbonite circuit boards, and then these two here, because these are just needed too much. I can't wait for the relic changes. The other ones you can kind of get around, but these ones and these ones are a pain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you will have a glowing day.